Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here for the meeting. I'll get the meeting started with a roll call, if you could. Commissioner Schlosser,
Here.
Commissioner Byrne,
Here.
Commissioner Sheffer,
Here.
Commissioner Gay,
Here.
Commissioner Taluzzi,
Here.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Here.
Thank you, everybody. We have no correspondence. Obviously, this is a one subject meeting, and it should be pretty quick. As you all know, Carol from the chamber, and she's gone here, we'll get her comments as well, but has suggested that some of the businesses have come to her and asked that maybe we extend Meterless Monday through the end of the season, which would include the 7th being the Monday of Labor Day and the 14th being the second Monday of the month. And as everybody knows, on the 20th is the last day of meters. That's on a Sunday. And if you all recall, when we were speaking about doing the Meterless Monday initially, one of the things we thought about was holding off from going past August 31st because Labor Day weekend being a big weekend. But I think Meterless Monday has worked out in a positive fashion from a PR perspective with not only the businesses, but the local patrons. And so the discussion today and the vote, if you will be to talk about the possibility of extending it for 2 extra Mondays to go through the end of the season. And with that, I will open it up to the commissioners for any questions or comments that anybody might have. As far as the logistics go, speaking with the city manager, speaking with Evan Miller, no big deal to continue it. Evan had said if we were going to change something substantially, he needed 6 or 7 days, but I think just by leaving it open, I don't think it really affects the meters that much from his perspective. So I think having this meeting more than 7 days in advance will help. So with that, let me go to Commissioner Schlosser.
Thanks, Paul. I think this is kind of a no-brainer, to be honest, that we should extend it. And although I'm not going to be on the commission, I personally think this is something y'all should consider as a permanent part of our city's operations going forward all the time. But for the next, for the 7th and the 14th, I'm all for it, no-brainer. And I support the chamber's comments and endorsement of this. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Szymanski.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I just want to, Main Street concurs and it endorses the continuation as well. From my perspective as a commissioner, I was certainly one that was against continuing it past the 31st because I was hopeful that business would have increased more throughout the summer and Labor Day might have been a bigger weekend than I think it will be. So now I am in support of continuing it those extra 2 Mondays. And yeah, I think this is great. I personally have witnessed how great it's working downtown. And the one thing that I will continue to ask the business owners and managers as I speak to them is that I hope they encourage their employees to park a few blocks away. So it does encourage the people at the meters that are just the locals that are shopping and dining. But in all, it's been a huge success, and I'm happy to support it going forward.
Thank you. Commissioner Byrne.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I certainly support Commissioner Szymanski and Schlosser's comments. I think it's a very good idea to extend it for these 2 Mondays, the 7th and 14th. And, while Labor Day hopefully will be a very good day in our city, Meterless Monday doesn't kick in until 4 p.m. I think by then, many of the visitors have left, and then it'll open up the meters, hopefully, for locals. So I'm certainly supportive. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see anybody else's hand up. Why don't we turn it over to Carol Everhart? I know you had a couple of comments. Carol, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. First, thank you for giving this consideration. A pretty high number. When I get more than a couple dozen calls that something's really working, that's a high number. So they take the time to call me, tell me it's working, can we extend it? And that's exactly what happened. So I brought this to you as a request for consideration. The reports I get is everything from much, much better to through the roof. So I'm really hopeful, and it sounds like we have some support here, and I just appreciate the consideration for them.
Great. Thank you very much, Carol. Commissioner Calusi.
Yes, the comments made by the previous commissioners and Carol, I think are very important, and I agree with them, and I wholeheartedly support it.
Thank you. Any other commissioners, any comments? If not, it sounds as though we could use a motion and a second to approve extending Meterless Monday through the end of the season, so including both Monday, Labor Day, the 7th, as well as Monday, the second Monday of the month being the 14th.
So moved.
I have a comment first.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you want to even add, I mean, I know this is complicated, but we're here. So, I mean, do you want to add like Wednesday to that too, or another day? I just thought I'd bring it up since we're having the conversation. It's so successful. The businesses are having such a tough time. Do you want to add another day or just move forward with the Mondays? I just thought I'd bring it up.
You know, I think at this point, I think this is, as Carol mentioned, a successful thing that we're doing. I think people are appreciative of it. I think that's probably something to think about maybe in the future. But I think, you know, given the circumstances of being, you know, we started with through the 31st and now we're going to do the 7th and the 14th. And I think that gets kudos to the city for being able to allow something like that for the patrons and the businesses. I think from the perspective of right now is we just add on the 7th and the 14th and see how that goes. But
I'm good.
open to
Thank
I would
you.
agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if there aren't any more comments, we have a motion and a second on the table to approve Meterless Monday to continue through the 7th and the 14th, the last two Mondays of the parking meter season. Any further discussion? If not, Commissioner Schlosser.
Aye.
Commissioner Byrne.
Aye.
Commissioner Sheffer.
Aye.
Commissioner Gay.
Aye.
Commissioner Calusi.
Aye.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, the motion carries. So it is official, Meterless Monday will continue through the end of the season, which entails Labor Day Monday the 7th, as well as the Monday after the 14th. If there's nothing further, we can adjourn the meeting.
Mayor, I have one thing. Can we, just future meeting dates, can you confirm that this Tuesday we are meeting? And then I did not see a workshop meeting in September on the agenda. Or on the
We
schedule.
are meeting Tuesday for the COVID meeting, this coming Tuesday, the 1st. I believe the agenda is already out.
Okay.
And as far as the workshop is concerned, that's going to be Tuesday, the 8th. The COVID meeting will also be part of the workshop meeting, so we won't have two separate meetings. And I believe that agenda will either go out today or Tuesday morning of next week.
What
Okay.
time will the meeting be?
I'm sorry?
The time? What time?
The time is on Tuesday is 9 a.m.
Okay, so I will not be there for that meeting.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll be at the farmer's market.
Yeah, and remember, it was moved to Tuesday because Monday being Labor Day.
Right.
the same time for the agenda, or for the workshop meeting. Any other questions?
No, thank you, Mayor.
If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.